What is up, YouTube? Thanks for watching my videos. If you enjoy, make sure you drop a like, hit that subscribe button, and hit that notification bell so you can be notified when I post new videos. This video is going to be about Hannibal, Missouri. Hannibal is most known for being the home of Mark Twain. Hannibal, Missouri is about a 4.5-hour drive southwest of Chicago and about an hour and 45-minute drive north of St. Louis. The sprawling metropolis that is Hannibal, Missouri is located right off of the Mississippi River. Therefore, even though we are smack dab in the middle of flyover country, otherwise known as the rural Midwestern U.S., you already know that Hannibal is going to offer some unique history and qualities. Let's get to it, shall we? If you're unfamiliar with my videos, I do speed up my videos in order to show more in a less amount of time. You can always keep up with the real time that it takes me to drive in the lower left corner of the screen. The Illinois side of the Mississippi River in this area is nothing other than a large stretch of flat floodplain. We are on I-72, but I-72 ends within the Hannibal city limits. If you head east on I-72, you'll eventually reach Illinois' capital of Springfield. This town loves to embrace its most famous historical figure, Mark Twain, as we are on Mark Twain Avenue. Twain lived from 1835 to 1910, which was an era before Hollywood and motion pictures. During those times, reading books took the place of watching movies and TV shows. Twain was a big deal back in those days, similar to how actors and actresses are big deals today. In his book titled The Adventures of Tom Sawyer, he reflects on his own youth in Hannibal. Hannibal was incorporated as a city in 1845 and at the time was the state of Missouri's third largest city behind St. Louis and Kansas City. The access to shipping via the Mississippi River and new railroad lines helped the town grow. Today, the economy relies on agriculture, the production of cement, and the tourism dollars generated from all of the Mark Twain-related attractions in town. Even though this town has been seeing a continuous steady drop in population over the last several decades, Main Street still seems to be doing pretty well. We'll get more into the population decline of Hannibal later. So far, we've seen Mark Twain Avenue, the Mark Twain Brewery, and now here's the Mark Twain Hotel. Hannibal has absolutely no chill when it comes to embracing their most famed individual. On the right, you can see some boarded up buildings, but you can also see the Star Theater. The theater was set to be demolished, but was purchased one day before the demolition date. The theater was restored in 2005 and during non-pandemic times is still active. Other than the Mark Twain Hotel and the Star Theater, this part of town appears to be abandoned, as we're now coming across several vacant blocks. You have to wonder if that's due to a flood, as we're right next to the Mississippi River. Hannibal saw its population peak all the way back in the year 1930 when nearly 23,000 people resided here. Today, the town is home to 17,000 residents. Hannibal is in Marion County, but it is not the county seat, even though the town supports a county courthouse. As a whole, 28,000 people live in Marion County, Missouri, which is also down from a 1930 peak population of 33,000. Make sure to drop a like for that amazing insight. The median household income in Hannibal is $40,000 per year, and 20% of the residents are living in poverty. The median value of owner-occupied housing is $100,000. 19% of adults 25 and older hold a bachelor's degree or higher, and a very low 86% of adults have graduated high school. Not only that stat is low, but all of those stats are below the national average, except the poverty rate. That's higher. And yes, while the Illinois side of the Mississippi River in this area is flat as a pancake, the Missouri side of the Mississippi in this area has a long series of bluffs that line the river. Most of the people that live in the Hannibal area are protected from severe river floods because of the hills. Only the downtown portion of town that we were in earlier has a high risk of flooding. Oh, and by the way, the property crime in Hannibal, Missouri appears to be out of control. The latest data shows that the property crime rate is 5,107 for every 100,000 residents, which is about 2.5 times the national average. The violent crime rate is 581 for every 100,000 residents, which is nearly twice as high as the national average. You should try to get that under control, Hannibal. But on the bright side, that's definitely not the worst out there. The blue building that you see when we turn the corner is just one of the many Mark Twain-related attractions in town. Straight ahead, behind the limestone wall at the end of the road, is Clemens Field, which is yet again another place in town named after Mark Twain. In case you didn't know, Mark Twain's real name was Samuel Clemens. Clemens Field was listed on the National Register of Historic Places in 2008. To my knowledge, there is no team that plays here currently, and that's not due to the pandemic necessarily. The Hannibal Hoots played here for 2 seasons before relocating to O'Fallon, Missouri, and their last season was in 2019. Before the Hoots, the Hannibal Cavemen played here for about a decade or so. The ballpark was home to a minor league team owned by the St. Louis Cardinals in the 1950s as well. On the right, behind the rock cuts and the limestone wall, is the Rockcliffe Mansion. Today it's a 13,500 square foot museum and bed and breakfast. The mansion overlooks the Mississippi River and the downtown portion of Hannibal. I thought maybe that the Rockcliffe Mansion was the former home of Mark Twain, but that's not the case. It's mostly an attraction due to its Victorian-style architecture and the views that it provides from being on top of the hill. And on the left, you can see one of the 2 county courthouses in Marion County, Missouri. The other one is located in the actual county seat, Palmyra. And here is Hannibal High School. The athletic teams are known as the Pirates. Now, I can't show you a Midwestern rural town that is out in the middle of nowhere without showing you where all of the activity is, the local Walmart. Well, that's about it for this video. If you enjoyed this video, make sure to check out my Missouri and Illinois playlists to see videos on other nearby cities and towns. Make sure that you also drop a like, comment, and subscribe, as doing all of those things helps these videos out with the YouTube algorithm. Make sure to hit that notification bell as well so that you can be notified every time that I upload a new video. We'll see you next time. Peace!